And we've had a whole lot of people have to change the way we do things. And what that has meant is it's brought up some issues that we've had to deal with. Quite candidly, we should have anticipated those problems better than what we did, and we did not do that. And once again, I say that's on me and my team. So, you know, we are fixing those right now. So we have been working towards some short-term solutions, some things that we want to get done to make efficiencies much better, to get our students back in school, and then also some long-term solutions that we will be working on to improve routes as we go forward. You know, some of the challenges that we are facing, without a doubt, we're operating right now on about 400 less routes than we did nearly 8 to 10 years ago. And that is immense. And so about 10 years ago, I was a principal. We had over 900 routes in our district at the time. Right now, we're down to about 575, something there in that range, a little over 550. I don't have the exact number. But the point being there is how many routes we have dropped as a result of transportation shortages with bus drivers. And that has really stretched us very thin. Obviously, we couldn't, as I've said before, we couldn't continue to do what we were doing before. And so making this massive change was an attempt to make sure we could get every kid to school at the right time. We had way too many kids missing school, and I've documented that many times. But that has definitely stretched us very thin. We're working on 2 student assignment plans right now. So we are working on a student assignment plan, the former student assignment plan. We're working on the new student assignment plan for K-6 and 9th graders. So we may say that is too much to take on. For me, it felt like it is something we have to do to make sure that we can meet the needs of our kids. Obviously, all new systems for bus drivers and schools. Issues that we're working on fixing with depots, where kids are brought into our depots and they are dropped off and to get on another bus. Because once again, we are a district who provides transportation to nearly every kid who requests it. We have never been a district who denies transportation to certain kids if they choose a school that's outside of their neighborhood or community. And so we could argue that, but that's something that we have not done. And so when kids come to depots, they have to get on another bus. If one bus is late, the depot then waits for that bus to show up so that all kids can transfer buses. That has led to some time challenges as 10, 15, 20 buses at a depot wait for 1 or 2 buses to come in. But they are things we can fix, though, and so we are addressing those as we move on. It's also been a big challenge talking to bus drivers. Bus drivers told me about this. Our kids not really being very clear about what their bus stop is, which is something we've got to work on, and that's on us to work with our schools, or parents not meeting their youngest child at the bus stop, which means often they've had to turn around and take the child back to school. When you have 3 start times now, or 3 main start times, a 2:40, a 3:40, and a 4:40, or excuse me, end times of 2:20, 3:20, and 4:20, what that means is anytime you have that situation, it backs everything up. And that, especially on the first day, when you have a lot of children, young children, who may not be confident about their bus stops. So once again, I said I met with bus drivers. We've identified over the past 24 hours a list of efficiencies we are going to make short term, and once again, I'll say long term, we are going to work to make sure that we look at routes with our bus drivers, with our compound coordinators, to make sure that we can be efficient. I believe we can be very successful with our new start time plan. I don't think the start times were the issues. We have a lot of other issues that we have to fix around transportation. So moving forward, I want to be clear to our families. I've been asked this question. We are in no way considering NTI. And so that has been a common question around NTI. I will say this again. We have 10 days we can use for NTI for the entire school year. There is no other way around that. Those will be reserved for the real snow days that could occur in the wintertime. And so once again, families, there has been zero discussion about any instruction on NTI whatsoever. We will ask our board to forgive as many days as we are legally able to, and so parents ask about whether we will add days on or not. We are dictated by state requirements that say students have to be in school for a certain number of hours per year, seat time. We go above that by about 4 days. And so what we can do, depending on how the year shapes out, whether we have a delay in the start of school for a couple hours, that counts, or snow cancellations, those type of things. But we will be asking our board, pending what happens with the weather, to forgive as many days as possible of the ones that students are missed. So I've gotten a lot of questions about that. I want families to know about that. And so we continue to work yesterday, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. We believe that we are going to have some solutions in place. We do know that families want to know about next week. I believe, looking at it and the things that we need to implement with our bus drivers, it could be the middle of next week, but that's what we are shooting for right now. We will have a final decision on that in the next 24 hours to give parents plenty of opportunity to do that. But what we want to make sure that we do, without a doubt, is when we come back, yes, there are still going to be challenges, there are going to be delays, we're working in the same system, but it's going to be much more efficient, and our communication will be much better with families and schools. And so we want to make sure we get that right before we put kids back on a school bus again. And so that is probably the timeline we're looking at. We've got some more work to do this afternoon and tonight before we make a final determination on that, but we'll be getting some information out to families about Monday and Tuesday over the weekend, hopefully by Saturday at the absolute latest, so families know.